Alright. New day, new spell, but not a new you. Animate Dead.
Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech.
3rd level Necromancy, casting time of 1 minute, range 10 feet, components verbal somatic material, a drop of blood, a piece of flesh, and a pinch of bone dust. We'll touch on that. Like, when it comes to all those, yes, you can have those within your hand, and it's the general like spooky theme, but also relates to the flesh, and namely of the bodies you're already going to be changing or animating. Like, a drop of blood, piece of flesh, and a pinch of bone dust is likely to be what's making up the corpses you're now animating. So, kind of, especially since it's not a gold cost, or says it's it doesn't say it's consumed. Be quite macabre, keep these on your person, or just rely on whatever's on the immediate corpse around you. Either way works. Duration instantaneous. With caveats. Because I guess there's no indefinite, but also these aren't indefinite. Anyway, we'll touch on that. The spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range. That's a caveat. Okay. The humanoid object of Animate Dead, that is for rules and balance reasons, because if they let you animate monsters, even though there are zombie and skeleton versions of monsters within the monster manual, it's just because players have access to this. Not to saying that they can't be scary, depending on how they're equipped, and we're going to get into that. Okay, we'll get into how you can customize some of these, but the general humanoid is to try and lock down what the players can do to it, and there's some home rules or systems where some people ignore that rule, or there's a different spell that allows you to do different creatures outside of humanoids or different restrictions. There's even some other variations of animate or summon, and we'll get to those. Your spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. Target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones, or zombie if you choose a corpse. The DM has the creature's game statistics. That they do, assuming they're in the monster manual, and they have the monster manual, but your DM will have stats in either case, or you could bring them or whatever. On each of your turns, you can use bonus action to mentally command any creature you made with the spell if the creature is within 60 feet of you. If you control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. You decide what action the creature will take and where it will move during its next turn, or you can issue a general command, such as guard a particular chamber or corridor. If you issue no commands, the creature only defends itself against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until its task is complete. The creature is under your control for 24 hours, after which it stops obeying any commands you've given it. To maintain control over the creature for another 24 hours, you must cast this spell on the creature again before the current 24-hour period ends. This use of the spell reasserts your control over up to 4 creatures you have animated with the spell, rather than animating a new one. At higher levels, when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you animate or reassert control over 2 additional undead creatures for each slot above 3rd. Each of the creatures must come from a different corpse or pile of bones. So this is supposed to be the, like, stereotypical necromancy spell. Necromancy also covers other things, but I mean, come on. Though, when it comes to Animate Dead and the zombies and skeletons and their effectiveness within combat, it's really up to the DM and a lot of the rulings and whether, they follow the stat block. Strictly speaking, I'm definitely in favor of whatever the corpse had originally can still use the said equipment or still have the said armor on. Raising a zombie of a paladin might not have the class levels, but it's still in plate and has maybe a great sword. Like, that changes things. Also, the skeleton barrage tactic, where you just have as many skeletons animated as you can with the longbows, outside of a village, and you just point. Action economy, baby. Alright, we'll give this... It's really up to the utility of the individual. It's a classic villain spell, but also can be used... We'll just have to give this a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. It's solid. I don't know what else.